Hello, and welcome to my new series, One Chunk at a Time, Ironman. I'm sure a lot of RuneScape players are familiar with this series, but for those who aren't, let me give you a little breakdown on what's going on. A One Chunk at a Time Ironman account is exactly what the name implies. I need to complete every possible task in a chunk so I can progress the account and pick other chunks around me. What is a chunk, you may ask? Well, a chunk are tiles that extend 64 by 64 across the map. I'm not allowed to leave or gather anything outside this area, locking me in this small piece of land until every possible task is completed. What are tasks, you may ask? Tasks are the goals the account has in each specific chunk. This ranges from killing NPCs, to skilling, to acquiring the best in slot gear. Mine, for example, is Seer's Village. This means I won't be able to leave until every task possible is done, with, of course, some exception. Now that we have a better understanding of what's going on, let me go over the rules and list of tasks I will need to complete to progress. I will be playing an Xtreme one chunk at a time Ironman. There are two types of accounts. Normal accounts have much linear and easier way to go about each chunk. Xtreme, on the other hand, will need to do everything possible to move on. The rules for the Xtreme chunk account are: we'll need to get best in slot gear in every chunk possible. This means from shops or drops. We'll need to get the level required for any skilling / combat requirements that the chunk provides. Quests will be started and completed once every chunk required for that quest is available. Unique drops from monsters will be a requirement to complete a chunk. This of course means a Goblin Champion Scroll is one of those too. We'll have to complete diary tasks to move on. Minigames or the red drop table will not be a requirement to complete a chunk. No wood chests that require keys to open or any other type of content that's similar to this. Bosses logs will need to be completed for me to be able to move on to the next chunk. If there's an item I can get to make the boss easier, then I can hold on completing the log until I get the item needed. If the grind is too big, then I would come up with a solution. Clue scrolls will be stacked, and once I unlock all chunks / items required for each scroll, then that's when I will start completing them. Non-adjacent chunks will be available as I unlock different methods of transportation. This means ships, canoes, etc. Everything else that I have forgotten or haven't mentioned will be addressed later on as the series continues or as I stumble upon the content. What are the requirements to complete my chunk? I will need 90-foot wood cutting, 70 fletching, 65 fire making. I will need to buy a house. If I can enter the elemental workshop, then that changes a lot. That means that there will be more content added to the chunk. Kill a man and a woman and get every single drop from the drop table, excluding the red drop table, of course. Buy one of every item possible in the chunk, and pickpocket a man. Having addressed all the rules and what the account is, I think we're ready to start. Buckle up, and I hope you enjoy the ride. Alright, so here we go. Just a disclaimer, I don't plan on using butterflies to level up, so don't worry about me having level 2s and some skills that I can't train in the chunk yet. Dailies will be a huge help in the account, of course, as I get the tasks that I'm able to do and complete. I will have to get really lucky to get 3 or 2 tasks that I'm able to do in the chunk, but let's see how that plays out. Also, for those of you wondering, yes, I'm recording the audio separately. Why? Well, I record and edit on my laptop, and the mic itself isn't the best, so I normally record the voice in my PC at home, where the audio sounds 10 times better and there's no background noise to disturb the video. I take notes as the episode goes on, so to remember what to say and whatnot. Alright, we'll get back once we have the first level 10 on the account. Alright, first level 10 on the account. I'll do a level 10. Farmers? I don't think I'll be able to pickpocket him anytime soon. I just need to pickpocket a man or woman once, but I decided to just get 10 since it literally took me like 10 minutes or less than that. So as I thought, we can start Elemental Workshop 1. You must have all level requirements to start it. Kinda sad, to be honest. This would have been so cool, you know, to start the chunk with it. As you can see, I can't even cut it with a knife in the tool belt. For those who don't know, by using this knife in the book, it reveals the key that lets you open the hidden door that leads to the underground. I guess we'll go back to woodcutting for a bit. Here we have our first diary task of the account. Haven't looked into all the ones that I have to do in the chunk yet, but I will at some point. The reason why I'm not doing this is because it can seem a little bit overwhelming to look at everything that I need to do at a time. Don't worry, I won't forget anything before the chunk is rolled. Yay, level 10 woodcutting on the account. Let's see what we unlocked. Quest requirement and the engineering stuff. Not too fan of the engineering. To be honest, I wish I could use that axe right about now, because this bronze axe, it's like, just thinking that I need to get to level 94 woodcutting makes me rethink this whole series, to be honest with you. But we're also getting strange rocks, and I'll talk about them more once we get closer to Red Rock Museum. So I bet you guys didn't know that RS3 has flinching still, or at least some form of it, you know, like osrs, I guess. All I'm doing here is dragging the man to the edge of his intended route, exiting and entering again, like this. I guess it allows me to hit him without him hitting me back. And I'm relieved to discover this, because I can't fight man or woman. They will literally KO me. It's pretty crazy, if I'm being honest with you. This is very click intensive and not optimal at all, but all I need to get from them is either a charge bow or a staff of air, right? Once I get one of these, I should be able to 100 to 0 them fairly quickly. You can see me trying to prayer flick, but there's no such thing in RS3, or at least like osrs has. And here comes the first main kill, and no drops. What? I was confused when I was killing this guy and he didn't drop anything. Like, why didn't you drop something? You know what I'm saying? I was very, very confused. And at this point, you know, all sort of things were going through my head. You know, like, did I take too long to kill him? They not, why they didn't drop something? Did they not drop anything? Where the bones at least? Why did they run over here? Why did I leave all 3 combat styles on? Anyway, I was very confused at this point, so I thought, okay, let me try again and see what happens. Mind you, at this point, I'm very, very confused, and I have to go and ask around the RS3 chunk community and the official RS3 Discord to see what they thought was happening. Long story short, no one knows, right? What some of the chunkers community and I think is that I might be taking too long to kill the man. I guess we'll get back once we have an update on what happens. This has to be one of the best days on my chunk account, after being looked down upon the man and woman of this village. As a weak male, that I can finally say I've done it. I killed the first man without taking him to the edge of the route. And damn, it feels good. But guess what? No drops yet. Yeah, that's right. I'm still very much molding about this. That's right. That's right. I got it. You can see it. 5 range. Yep. After like 2 hours or so. Well, think a little bit more. Of like resetting him and headaches and pain and depression and everything else you can name in the book. I got it. I got it. And it feels good. It feels good. I realized here that I will not be needing 40 range just because I can't equip a Yeo bow, and because I can't flax, right? I can't get flaxes to convert them into strings. So yeah, I don't need a requirement for range. Unfortunately, I wish I did, but it is what it is. First 2 levels in the account. Nice. I'm also getting some defense just because, and I also doing it on legacy because it's a lot faster kills with these NPCs at lower levels than it is with DLC. So legacy isn't bad at all, and I will put that later on as the series goes on with some bosses that they're better done with legacy than with DLC. Oh, but Yony, which bosses are those? You wait, they're coming. They're coming. And here it is, boys. The air staff, the best in slot item for this chunk, if I'm not mistaken, of course, which I could very well be. I was very excited to get this drop because I really like magic for a lot of bosses actually. One, it AFKs, and 2, it makes you super tanky once you have Anime Dead spell. But that's honestly years away, maybe. So yeah, we'll touch on that later. I'll be getting 20 range before I start using magic, since I don't like leaving levels uncompleted, I guess you could call them. I don't know. I have this thing where I need to round it up, or keep it on a specific odd number, like 5 or 10, which is what I tend to do in the series. A little bit weird, but yeah. And there it is, 20 range. Nice. Now I changed to magic for the rest of the episode 1, and there is some stuff that I need to address about man and the drop table, which I will tackle that at the end of the episode with more time and with everything else that's left too. Alright, first easy clue scroll on the account. I honestly can't wait to open them, but that's gonna take a long time, and we'll see how that goes. And here we also have 10 prayer. I for some reason don't have the clip for 10 magic. Honestly, I don't know why. And there it is, 20 HP. Feels good. I can't wait to unlock some of the HP spells. I think like, what's it called, sacrifices or some shit like that. Yeah. And there is too 20 magic. I won't be going for 95 magic with a tier 1 staff. That's just a massacre shit. Okay. But other spells that are in combat related will be needed if requiring the chunk to unlock the chunk, of course. If I have enough runes, or the men provide the runes necessary for me to do that. No. This is a really good unlock right here. 30 magic. We get search. Okay, you get to unlock search. Search is really good because it makes you move faster around the map. I would honestly love to go to Anacarnia and unlock the double search ability, but that won't be anytime soon. Like, that's like way far. Like, we need to get to Varrock, and then we need to get lucky to go towards the right of it, towards the dig side and whatnot. 20 wood cutting. What?
No.
20 wood cutting.
One drop that shit.
Still need to get like 15 fletching because I can't fletch the oak log.
But didn't they
So,
hate that in RS3? The whole like mechanism?
what do you mean? Oh, look at that. Just a small clip of me getting 10 fletching. Nothing too serious. Honestly, I don't remember fletching being so slow, to be honest with you. But I don't. But like, god damn, like this skill takes forever to level up. I can't wait to be done with this, and really hope I don't roll to the right too much because that's the 99 requirement. Will be the death of me. It really will. Like woodcutting is fine, fletching, That's 30 woodcutting, boys. 30 woodcutting, yes. By the way, this is my favorite skill. I don't know if you guys noticed, but woodcutting is by far my favorite skill. Let's see what we unlocked. Willow trees are very nice. I wish I had that axe. What is this? Abyssal traversal? I have no idea what this is, to be honest. We will only... okay. We will worry about this once we get to the abyss, because that's also towards Verf, and that's a long ways. Back to the grind. You might be thinking to yourself, Yony, what is 10 fire making? Well, friend, fire making is such a fast skill to level that it literally took me 3 minutes to level 10. Another 3 minutes or so to level 20. So yeah, I mean, fire making, will be honest, one of those skills that I will recommend the higher levels we get, because right now I'm just flying through them. So you might see 40 fire making instead of 30 again. But yeah. And there it is, boys. 40 wood cutting. Yes. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, I wish I had that axe. Honestly, wood cutting is by far the best skill in the game. Fight me on it if you want, but it's just the best skill. The men drop table is quite big. I had some idea it was going to be big, but what I didn't know is that there were 4 items that don't drop for the men in Seer's village. And those items are water runes, body runes, air talisman, and 10 spirit stones. These 4 items have not dropped in the 2000 kills I have of man, which means I have completed the drop table for Seer's village men. I was going crazy trying to figure it out as to why they weren't dropping. I went and asked around the RS3 Discord and the RS3 Chunk Discord, and we came to a conclusion that men might have different drop tables depending on the zone they're in. It's interesting to learn something like this for the future. I will be keeping an eye open for the upcoming grinds and what their drops are, just to make sure I don't go crazy again. Are you a masochist? I'm kidding. But let's be honest, 95 magic with a tier 1 weapon on a man, that's just nuts, right? Come on, that's crazy. Seeing how air, water, which by the way, I can't even get water runes, right? Or cast a spell because men don't drop water runes in Seer's village. And I'll touch on that later on. Earth and fire spells are practically the same requirements of runes from level 1 all the way to 95. So we can argue that by unlocking the first tier of magic spells, it's all that I need. All the items in the fire spirit drop table can be acquired either from another primary way or from other means that are easier, hence why I decided to not make this a requirement to complete the chunk. So now, herb lore. This is the dilemma of the episode, to be honest with you. Men drop, here's a picture, a few herbs, and they range from level 1 to 70. I can already hear the screeching of the chunkers and extreme plus chunkers. Yony, you need to do this because it's as part of the extreme rules. Yes, I hear you, but also, hear me out, okay? I have a life, and I want to make this into a series, so work with me here. I decided that the best solution would be this. Since I need level 70 herb lore, I decided to have it as a semi-passive task, okay? I will get 5 levels every chunk I unlock. Right now, I will need to get to level 5, and when I unlock the next chunk, 5 more levels will be added. I will need to unlock 14 chunks to get to level 70 herb lore. I still think that 5 levels, it's a bit steep, but this is a compromise between me and the challenge of the extreme chunking. Alright, so we've got into the end. I really hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. It takes a bit long to edit since I want to output quality as well as quantity. And since I need to record the voice of the episode when I get home and transfer that to my laptop and whatnot, well, it takes time. If I did miss something and the community can bring it up in the comments or Discord, please do. I will bring it up on the next episode, at the beginning of it. Talk to you guys soon.